2, 1. We're live. I've been excited and waiting for this moment for a long time.
I apologize for that.
I got the man, the myth, the legend.
It's in my own mind. That's for damn sure.
So I got the mastermind on behind DT Kirby's, my favorite place in the world to eat.
I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, and he brought Jameson, and
I did.
Brought me a bunch of.
Gotta have a couple of cocktails when you're doing doing something live and doing a podcast.
Yeah,
who doesn't have cocktails for that? You know.
Yeah, so he brought me a shitload of hamburger, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah, a couple of pounds. You know, we got some proprietary hamburgers. You're gonna like it. Got my seasoning inside there, so when you gotta grill it up, just make sure it's medium rare. If you do it well done, I'm gonna have to send somebody out for you.
That was actually so that was my favorite thing about when I first went there. When I went to the restaurant, the menu is kick ass. Like look, you're not cutting your shit in half. It's not happening.
No. Your mom's not here. You're a grown goddamn man. If you want to cut it in half, if you want that little thing, what do they call that, crust? You want that taken off? Yeah. Go find 2 ex-wives. She'll do it for you.
So man, I'm so stoked though. But yeah, so I wanted to get you in here and like talk about your story. You know, like you said, you had an interesting story of kind of how everything came about. And get into that and like some funny shit too. Like I'm sure you got some crazy stories.
31 years in the bar business. What are you going to do? You got to have a few things that are either true or some of the people have died, so I can actually tell a story about it. You know, when you're doing that, they're dropping like flies. I'm not the oldest guy in the bar business now right now. You know, if your liver can last 31 years, you're in good shape.
Just for sure. You're just running her out.
Yeah, that's it.
So how just to kind of get things going, how did you get started? Have you always had the passion for food, that kind of thing?
So yeah, well, my first job was at McDonald's. I think everybody in the world, when back in the 70s, your favorite thing was let's go work for McDonald's, because that was when McDonald's was cool. So I got the thing. I was a hero on the block because you bring home cold fries and all kinds of stuff. You know, bagging some extra things in there. But I was a motivational speaker for. In Chicago, I traveled in the United States doing motivational speaking, telling people what they should be looking for in their life. And I was down in Louisville one time, and I was telling everybody by 30. You should figure out what you're going to do with your life and start doing it. And I was 29-ish at that time. And some guy goes, so you're going to be a motivational speaker all your life? And I went, oh, hell no.
Damn. So he pegged you immediately.
So yeah, I took a couple of weeks off. And I back then I wanted to own a Baskin Robbins, because 31 flavors, you know, so I wanted to do that. And I just took some time off, and I found this little tiny bar and renamed it HQ's. And that was 31 years ago, August 23rd, 1987.
And that's not the place you have now.
That's not DT Kirby's. I had 5 restaurants and bars between partners and friends. And then 2008, we came up with Kirby's. And it's weird because I kind of quit the bar business for a little while, because back then, 2008, the food truck scene was just beginning to happen. I said to myself, I got to travel, man. I want to see what's happening. I got a wife at that time. She's my number 3rd wife in a series of 6. I figure at some point I'm probably going to screw up again. And so I know, but she's still hanging in there.
She's a trooper. Huh?
Yeah, she is. I can't shake her. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but I've done my best shot. That's all I can say. I've done my best. And so anyway, so we took 18 months off. I actually baled hay and had about 17 grand in my pocket, and that was about it. And my buddy goes, I got some spots in Lafayette I want you to take a look at. I said, Lafayette, Indiana. I said, what am I Purdue? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm a Chicago guy in a Purdue country that actually happens to like Notre Dame. They're going to run me out of town. Yeah. So we looked at Ben-Hur. We looked at the Biltmore Tavern. We looked at what's now is 6th Street Dive. We looked at that, and we started walking around. He goes, I got one more spot. So I get in the car. It's the old Kirby's. I don't know if you're not old enough to be. You're not. Yeah, you never went to the old Kirby's. So the old Kirby's across the street in the diagonal. It's where Bobby T's is now. So it's 605. So if you went out our front door and just did a kitty corner over there, that's the original Kirby's, 31 seats.
Did not know that.
Yeah, I walked right inside the door, and back then it was an old typewriter joint, Evershoff. As a matter of fact, the sign's still up there. And so I walked in, I saw the chandeliers, I saw the spiral staircase, and I saw the kitchen in the back, and I went, dude, this is a Chicago dive bar if I ever saw one. Yeah. He goes, do you like it? I go, you say no more. He goes, how much do you think you'll get together? I said, I got $17,000. He goes, can you do it for that? And I said, give me a night to think about it. He says, I'm making an offer on this tomorrow at 2. You got till 2 o'clock tomorrow to make up your mind.
Damn. So talk about a little pressure.
Yeah. So we went ahead, and I said, you know what? I'm ready. It's 31 seats. Me and my wife, my daughter, we can run this thing. I don't need employees. I'm just going to rock it out and see how it turns out.
Yeah.
So we found out Lafayette has what they call a riverfront license. So you have to bring something new to the table. So everything is about the menu. They don't care about the alcohol part, but you got to bring that. So, down at Preston's is doing steak and Bison's. You got Lafayette Brew Company's doing some great brews and different things like Knickerbocker.
So you got to be on it all the time.
So yeah. So what happens is you got to present it to the mayor. So I decided that I wanted to do food across the United States. So sandwiches and hot dogs, crust and steak. So the original menu had, poor boy on it. It had a Cuban on it. It had a Philly steak on it. Obviously a Chicago dog on it. We even have crab rolls and stuff of that sort. We just did all the way across the United States of different sandwiches. That was it. And so when we all said and done, I had about $300 left to make an order. And so it was not a whole lot. And plus nobody knows you, and nobody knows you whatsoever. A Chicago boy in the middle of this, and all these guys, right next door to me was Scagnoli's and across the street, and we had Spurlocks back then, and all these guys were happening. Black Sparrow, which is one of my favorite places downtown. Black Sparrow was going. Luxie's Bar and Grill. That was a cool little joint.
No shit. So you had a ton of people, like ton of
there's like 20 of us at that, And so here's me.
Right.
I don't know anybody. I mean, I know the guy from Knickerbocker because he made my wife a chocolate martini one time. Other than that, I don't know. So we're in there, and then we're just hanging out. And I put a TV in the front window so people would walk by and they'd have to take a look, and they look inside and go, "What the hell is this place?" So I'm sitting there. So I put my daughter and my wife sitting in the thing, so it looked like we actually had employees, or actually had people at the bar.
Yeah.
So every once in a while, somebody would kind of wander in, and you do the dog and pony, you flip the bottle in the air, and try to sell them a Chicago dog, and the whole works. And so that's kind of in the beginning where it went, and then we realized it's a happening town. So I told my wife, I said, they're going to bury us. We'll close by 9 o'clock at night. We'll do that. So one night, the guys next door got drunk, and they closed their kitchen, and they had a band. And so everybody started coming rolling into Kirby's.
No shit.
So I'm like, it's just me and my wife.
Right.
There's nobody else. I mean, we have almost zero money, and it's just me and my wife, and they come rolling in, and Trish didn't know how to bartend. So somebody would order a drink. I'd tell her to go back behind the bar, grab the alcohol, bring it back to the kitchen, and I make the drinks back there while I'm making like a Philly steak or something like this. And then she'd run it back out there, and they'd get done, and I would run back out to the front and start talking to people and just kind of going from there. Next thing you know, people just kept coming in. And I said, you know what? I think I can stay open at 3 o'clock in the morning because everybody's bar closes, or their restaurant closes at 9. So we started
just to cook.
And next thing you know, people are coming in, half-heartedly drunk. And
it
was back then, it was called Grad Corner. So these kids would come in, to these graduates, and they would come in and start talking about the greatest book ever written. I'm going, I'm not going to fit in, man. I'm a Southside Chicago guy, You want to talk Three Stooges or Benny Hill? I'm okay with that, But no, so I'm going back there. I told Trish, I said, bro, I'm going to get buried. I have no idea how to be a bartender. A bunch of these grad students.
Yeah.
So I go back there and fix their food, and I come back out, and they're out talking about the best Bill Murray movie ever. And I went, I fucking got this.
Yeah.
So the next thing you know, we're on it. So that's it. And so if we didn't make enough money in tips, we'd go upstairs and sleep. So we had 3 floors, and there was a shower on the 2nd floor. So if we didn't have enough money to go back home, because we lived in Monticello, so it takes about $8. So depending on how much you sold and how much money we made in tips is determine whether we slept upstairs or we actually went
that
home
is
and slept in our own bed.
ass. You guys lived it. Man.
We upstairs, so we go up there. So it's the night after Halloween. And so we slept upstairs, just tired. I mean, it was, it was way before day drinking with Don. It just happened to be, you're just winding down. So we're upstairs. I tell Trish, I said, I'm going to go down. I'm going to go to Java Roaster and get us some cup of coffee. So I come rolling down the stairs, open the door, and there's 3 dudes still in, if you look at the Facebook page, they're still in their outfits from the night before. And they go like this, you open? Yeah, sure. Come on in. Like this. So I open a door because I'm thinking, these are drunk guys. They're going to drink some more. Do you serve breakfast? No, but I can make you a burger. Yeah, that'll be good. Good. So I fire up the grill. It's, I don't know, 7:15 in the morning. I fire up the grill and start making some drinks for these guys. And next thing you know, they're telling all their friends. And so now at 8 o'clock in the morning, the bar's packed, and I'm in heaven. Yeah. And then here comes Trish down the stairs. I look up. I look at my buddy who ended up being one of my bartenders later. I go, somebody go get my wife coffee, because we didn't have coffee at Kirby's. I mean, it was a
right.
You know, we weren't open in the morning, so I go get my wife coffee now. So they make a beeline down there. From that point on, we stayed open to 3 o'clock in the morning. We opened the bar at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning with 20 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365. And
damn,
that was So
that's the hard work behind it.
We finally, it was probably 9 months before I hired my first person. Trish and I did it along with my daughters. We did it all ourselves for the first 9 months. Nobody else was there. I mean, every single day. I used to sleep with my phone against my chest to wake me up, to make sure, I would just like wake up and go, all right, we got to go back to work. So,
no shit.
That's no joke. So, and then thank God people started just digging at the fact that it's a Chicago bar with a bunch of cool food, and it was people just walk in and go, Don, what are you having today? And that's why you've already seen this, the curbside view. So back then it was just, you just walked in and go, Don, what are you hungry for? So I just go back in the kitchen and whip out some food, and then that would be it. That would go on for a little while, and people just kind of roll in and just ask me what I wanted to eat and stuff of that sort. And there was no Chicago bar downtown, and they said you couldn't watch a Bears game. And so I'm a diehard. I mean, I'm a diehard. I mean, I don't even like the White Sox. They're just they're just far enough that I'm thinking they're not in Chicago. So we're on there. So I buy the ticket, I promote it, and of course, I don't have Twitter and Instagram or Facebook or any of that stuff back then. I didn't even know it existed, because I'm already So my first game, 2 people showed up. That was it.
Two people? And
I go, Trish, I go, well, it looks like you bartend, and I'm just going to watch the game with a couple of my buddies. The next week, we were packed. The following week, people were sitting on the stairs on there. We actually made kind of like a dog and suds thing where you set it on the stairs so people we locked it in with the railing, locked it in so people can eat their food while watching the game. Started off with 2 TVs, and we were just like, every time I got money, I'd just go buy another TV and another TV. Just kind of putting them up everywhere. It was So that was my first 12 months in the business, was literally by mistake, people just showing up, and we're just running it, and
then loved it.
Like,
I don't doubt that, because I mean, like, even for me, in my experience, as soon as you get there, there's just something about the atmosphere of the place. Like the people that are there, everybody's nice. It's like it's a chill spot, but everything's cool. Like down to the bathrooms. I remember when I first got there, I was like, I gotta go in this porta shitter. I'm like, all right, and like I had to piss, but I was like, man, I ain't gonna go in that dingy ass thing. And I opened up the door. I was like, oh, this is a ballin' bathroom in here.
So it's actually a true story how that's happened. The old Kirby's, it was one bathroom, men and women. The door never locked, and there was holes in the floor so you can actually see down in the basement. That's how old and beat up this old dive bar is. You ask any old timer, they'll just go, there was no heat, there was no air conditioning in there at all.
Damn.
None.
Really?
So when you open the door in the wintertime, it'd just blow in and people would freeze. In the summertime, we just had big ass fans, just cranking. So the bathroom, we put a bungee cord around the door handle so people would be able to hold it to tell you that, because the door didn't lock. I mean, it was just an old school place. So when we got the new place with my partners, and he goes, Don, I'm going to put marble and limestone inside the bathroom. I go, dude, nobody's ever going to buy that's at Kirby's. He goes, fine, I'll make it a porta potty. I said, fine, you make it a porta potty. I'll let you put your limestone in. So that's how that started off.
Really?
Yeah. So was my partner was going to build something Taj Mahal-esque, and I was like, that ain't Kirby. So
dude, that is awesome though. What a cool story.
But that's how it is. And we still the first month, Dave, who was the head of the health department, I get a call. He goes, Don, we got a complaint. And I go, what done? He goes, we understand that you got a porta potty and of course they've already proved, they already know that. And I go, well, I got a porta potty. He said, we're going to have to come down and check it. And I said, you want your regular seats? Yeah. So they just come down and sit they just come down for lunch and because they had to inspect it to make sure. But we get calls where people didn't even look in it. They would just say porta potty, and they just go no, and they would call the health department.
Really?
Yeah, that was our first year at the new Kirby's across the street.
Damn, no kidding. Yeah, because it's like they're nice bathrooms.
Yeah. No, they're marble and limestone, and we did it upright. Kind of.
Damn, that's nuts.
Yeah.
Pam says this happened to me too. But she put seeing 2 to 3 people go into the porta potty at the same time had me so confused.
Sure, yeah, it's kind of like Woodstock. Like you walk in there. Oh, there's all of us here. A long time. Oh, yeah, we try to take care of you.
Yeah,
sure.
Man.
Thanks, Pam.
Because for me, what got me is I saw a girl walking out on one, and like, you know, she's got a little bit of momentum behind her because she's walking. And just like the way that the door opened, I was like, this chick is flying out of that. But like, this is not like you're just pushing it out and creeping out.
Sneaking right in. Sure.
I was like, what is she in a hurry? You know, then like I realized what it was. I was like, this place is kick ass. But you know, like, and all the brick and like kind of, I wouldn't say rustic, but just that Chicago style. When you get in there, you're like,
so yeah. So the cool thing about the location we're at now is the fact that we got that. It was the old Sportsman. Actually, it was a Kentucky Fried Chicken at one particular point, but it's an old Sportsman grill. It was very touted back then. They used to serve steaks and prime rib, and then it switched to a gay bar for a long time. It's called Zoolanger's, which is a really cool gay bar back then. And
that's at the new place. Or
that's where that's the new place.
Okay,
so we bought that building and we gutted it, took it all the way down to the studs, took out the electricity, we took out the plumbing, the whole works, knocked down the stuff, and behind the thing we found all the brick. And we said, holy crap. And the original advertising, because the one side, if you're facing Kirby's, on the right hand side was an alley. And so we actually put manhole covers in there to make it look like an old alley. And you see we got the fire hydrant inside there, the whole works. But so it was basically an alley that we just kind of converted into that. So the scaffolding you see on there is from Chicago. My kids are iron workers up in Chicago and carpenters up in Chicago. So we got that. So the bar is made out of OSHA approved wood, and it's made out of scaffolding. Everything in the bar, minus a couple of small things, are repurposed. They either came from the actual restaurant itself. The brick that you see in between the two places actually came out of the railroad, where they tore up the railroad out of 4th Street in Lafayette. They saved the bricks, and we bought some of those and built those pillars. So you're talking about everything in that little joint is repurposed. I mean, we designed it to be a bar.
Yeah.
Meaning, I've been in the business a long time. We knew what was going to be good for the bartender and good for the customers. I got USB ports and plugins everywhere across there. Our internet is you can stream anything, you can game inside there. So we got enough boxes and TVs. So it's meant to be super inviting, but super chill. Yeah, you know, and definitely, and, you know, minus a Cubs game or something like that, when people get a little crazy, but we encourage that. That's what.
I mean, hell, every time, like, if my phone's ever dead, you know, like, it's never an issue. Even if I don't have a charger, you just tell somebody, hey, you guys charge my shit. I got it covered. No worries.
Doesn't matter. You sit down, everybody's cool. You know, it's kind of, you know, it's not a neighborhood bar, because sometimes I think neighborhood bars don't remember people who are out of town. They just know the neighborhood. So you come out of town and you walk in, you feel like you're part of it already. So that's our cool, in my opinion. Obviously, food's my number one passion by far. But the cool thing is, if you're from Tumbleweed, Wyoming, you sit at the bar, you're still going to feel like you're part of my bar. So I kind of dig that.
Yeah, I definitely think it's cool. And I mean, like, even when you're there, I actually met you one other time. But
I apologize.
Yeah. Like, well, there was a whole bunch of us, man. There was probably 10 of us, 10 or 15 maybe.
Sure.
And we were there on a Sunday morning, and you came up and you're like, and you're like, all right, who wants the Jameson? Like, you were stoked about it. And I'm like, holy shit, this guy's well, at first I was like, who is this guy? And then, like, I could just tell, I was like, oh, this guy's got to own this joint. Like, this has got to be him.
Sure.
And so you came and sat down with us, and I was like, okay. You didn't stick around real long. You had some shit you had to get done. But
Sunday fun day. I mean, it was probably, whether pre anything, but Sunday, I used to come to Sunday, especially after Purdue games, football. And I go on the Sundays, and I would walk around looking for people that were hungover. And I just go up there and I go, man, are you hungover? As soon as they said yes, everybody go, you know what's coming up. So I said, ladies and gentlemen, this guy is hungover. You know what you got to do when you're hungover, right? Yes. And so he just pulled on a Jameson. I'd make him do a shot of Jameson with me. And
really?
Yeah, a couple people didn't make it. A couple people made the mad dash to the porta potties, but to the most part, they do it. So now the veterans, they just go, no, Don, I'm fine. I can see it in your eyes. No, Don. No, you don't. You don't see it at all. You know, not at all. But
that's awesome. What do you think, like, the craziest story you got? I mean, I'm sure like you said, you've been doing it forever.
Sometimes it's era. You know, it's kind of like I remember the guy that we threw through the front pane window of Kirby's by mistake. You know, but he did. He went right through the front window by mistake. I remember throwing a Pat McAfee's hot dog on the ground because he put ketchup on it. I threw it on the ground. I took it out of his hand. I took a bite of it. I said, "That's got ketchup on it." And I threw it on the ground. That was a fun time. And actually, he called me the most absurd owner he's ever met in the bar business. So thanks, Pat. I appreciate that. And Matt Maturone is the one that brought him over there. So and Matt already knew what was going on. He was sitting there like super straight face, like, oh, this is not going to end well for either one of them. So
yeah, and if you're listening and you don't know, the rule is no ketchup on your hot dogs.
No, there's one, why? Number two, if you're under 14 with a proper ID, you can get ketchup on your hot dog. But if you're over 14, no, I'm sorry, man. There's a simple rule in Chicago. If you put ketchup on anything, your mom was a bad cook. I don't make those rules up. All right, I mean some of those. Just probably all of them. Yeah, just this. That's the way it goes, guys. Yeah, that's it.
What about mustard?
What's it?
Mustard?
That's a comment.
Yeah.
Ketchup is, I don't even know what ketchup is. I mean, I understand it pays for Pittsburgh Heinz Field. That's the only thing I know about ketchup.
That's it.
You don't do that. I mean, you're just masking flavor
with a different flavor.
That's it. Put it on,
I don't put that shit on either.
No.
I don't like ketchup. I always get shit on because I always get, I don't know if you like this or not, but I get my cheeseburgers plain.
On purpose?
Yeah. And everyone's like, get some shit on that thing. I'm like, nah, I just like it plain.
Oh, I'm gonna have to break you in. I'm gonna load you up. I'm gonna see how big those jaws can open up. I can rock that out.
That ain't no shit, man. The curbside, that thing. So a buddy of mine, he's like, I'm gonna get the biggest cheeseburger there and I'm gonna eat the whole thing. And I was like, I'm telling you now, no, you're not. And he did. He got the curbside that way. He did. He ate it all, and he ate like all the fries and all that shit. And I'm like, dude, there ain't no way. Yep. I'm like a wimpy burger, and I'm okay. Like, I'm good. That's it. Yeah. Or the deep fried pretzel. I had that for the first time.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw you did that. Yeah.
Damn, that thing is good.
Yeah, that comes in fresh every day but Sunday.
Really?
Yeah, we get all of our food comes in literally every day, but Sunday comes in fresh. But those are the food things are big. I mean, we did a bacon eating contest. Our original challenge was a 7-pound food challenge. So everybody's watching all the food challenges going on, and my buddy at Great Harvest Bread Company, Jerry, he gives me a loaf of bread, and he used to make them for him. We'd pick them up every other day and go in there, and that's what our Philly steaks are on. So I went like this. Okay, some guy goes, "Do you have a food challenge?" I go, "No." He said, "You need a food challenge." So I said, "All right." So I took a loaf, and that thing is, you can't see it on this, can't see it on the podcast, but my hands are bigger than a football right now. So it's this big. We cut it in half, and we took all of our favorite things. So on the bottom part, we put all the burgers. Then we put all the meats from the cold bin. So turkey, pastrami, ham. And the next one, we put 4 different kind of hot dogs on top of that. Then your trimmings, lettuce, tomato, onions, the whole works. Put the lid on it. And then I took a drill that when you're trying to drill like a hole for the door, I don't know what that's called.
Yeah, like a hole saw?
Yeah, like a hole saw. Yeah. So it's a drill. I drilled a hole in the top of it, pulled that out, and I poured my biscuits and gravy mix over the top of it. And we sat it out there, and it was a challenge. It weighed a little over 7 pounds. And we went, good. On your mark, get set, go. And people were like, just pounding it down. Of course, you had to have an old style. I mean, that was part of the gig. You had to have an old style.
And that's still part of the thing. On the
it is. Right? Even the newest challenge is pick your own, menu for disaster.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Rennie Santel did not make it, but he said he wasn't feeling good. It's not, to his defense, he should have crushed my challenge for sure. But so back then, the guy gets down, he's bumping, he's eating, he's gone to 4 bites, and all of a sudden he goes, bucket.
No bucket. Shit.
He dumped it all out. He didn't make it. So, and the rule is you can't dump it, if you will. And then some other guy finished it. So we've had 6 or 7. My favorite 2 challenges are the bacon eating contest and the wings contest. The bacon eating contest, everybody goes, I can eat 3 pounds of bacon. Yes, you can. Yeah, because you think that's 3 packages. No, it's 3 pounds cooked. It takes 3 packages to make 1 pound cook. So you got to eat 9 pounds of bacon.
Damn.
So that's insane. So everybody, I mean, people fired up. Bacon was like the king of
I would
everything.
Still like, I would be like, I'm trying that. All right.
Oh no, you're bellying up, man. You're got the headphones on. You're bouncing like this, playing whatever music you got. No Barry Manilow, but everything else you're rocking out. And so the thing is, the first one we always make crispy. The first pound, which is 3 packages. And so whoever finishes the first pound within 5 minutes, they get to go to the next round. And so then the next round is a little chewier in there. So the next round, then your jaws start to get a little sore. You got to eat that, so that's 3 more package. And then whoever makes that, you're down to the last pounds. So you kind of battle it off, and it is miserable because you think plus you got to drink the beer. So all that fat's getting like,
oh yeah.
So just watching people be miserable, I don't know why that's fun, but it's a little fun,
right?
Yeah.
Especially I'm sure when you get a shitload of people in there. Like,
oh yeah. People just cheering on. What do you mean you can't eat bacon? Of course you can eat bacon, but not the way we do it.
Yeah.
And the same thing with the wings. It's 45 wings, but I got 15 wings hidden inside there that are super hot. You don't even know which one it is. So you're like bouncing wings out of there. Next thing you know, you hit one of those, hot
You're
ones
like,
kind of
holy
mentality.
shit.
And you watch, and everybody's trying. I mean, there's $100 on the line in bragging rights, obviously.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden the heat hits you. And the nose is running, and you got your hands all gooey and the sweat, so you can't do nothing about it.
Right.
You got the beer right in front of you, and now you're chugging the beer because it's so goddamn hot.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're like, I want another beer, and these guys are pounding on these wings, 45 of them, and there's nothing again.
Right.
Better than me just like slowly eating one.
Yeah. Just kind of pretty good. Yeah. I can see you over there in the corner too. Yeah. Hey, how's that?
Yeah.
How's that shit? It's pretty small.
Yeah. On a cheeseburger. Yeah. But
yeah, man, I'll tell you what. So I got a couple of buddies over here one night, and I don't know if you saw this or not, but I did on my vlog series. I I kind of pranked my friends. So if I leave and go out of town, typically I'll go to DT Kirby's, or I've been going and like trying some new shit because like everyone tells me I keep needing to do new places.
Yeah, you're supposed to. Yeah. Can't figure out if anything's good if you don't get out there. Yeah.
But so I'm still kind of stuck in my ways. So if I eat here in town, it's like strictly Pizza King at this point.
Right. Yeah.
Love that place. So I call down there and I'm like, hey, I got some friends that are coming over tonight, and like they all know who I am, so like it's super chill when I go down there. I'm like, I got some friends coming over tonight. I want to call in a pizza, and just everything's cool. Like nothing's going on, except I'm gonna come down there and make this thing like an hour prior, and instead of using like marinara and all that bullshit, let's make it with hot sauce, and then we got some blazing buffalo sauce, and then dumped it all over the top of that, and then put the cheese on top of that. So I had the pizza ready to go, just wasn't cooked yet.
Yeah.
I wait about an hour, everyone's over here, and I wait until everyone gets real hungry and everyone starts getting kind of bitchy. They're like, I'm ready to eat. I'm ready to eat.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, what do you guys want? Like, can we just do Pizza King? Because I don't really want to go out of town. Like, let's just get this. All right. Well, also what they didn't know is I found the main to the house here and shut all the water off. Right. So I told them I forgot to pay the water bill, and I got the water shut off. And they're like, oh, I ain't surprised on that shit, and like they're all so they're already irritated because now and I took all the drinks out of the fridge and I put them all in the oven. This ain't gonna look in there.
Yeah.
So now they're pissed because there's nothing to drink here and there's no water. So like, you can't even piss inside. Like you gotta go outside. So they're irritated to the top. And I'm like, yeah, so I'm gonna get everybody a pizza. So I call down there, hey, it's Brandon, just need a pizza. All right, no worries. We go down there and pick it up. And I got my camera set up in here, and so I wait for him to dig into that pizza. You see Derek, who's a buddy of mine, first bite, you can tell something's off. And he just like kind of looking around, he's like, woo, something seems hot about that. Like, and he doesn't do hot shit at all.
Right.
And so his nose starts watering and eyes are going, and oh man, I laugh my ass off. So yeah, I'm all about, now it's like a running joke in the vlog series of like how to get people with hot shit.
Sure.
So we're gonna have to work something out. We'll figure out.
And after so many years, people just don't trust Tom.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever he's coming up with, that's not right. There's something is going to be different. That's for damn sure. But yeah, and
we get along pretty good, you and I. Yeah, we sit back there and just like look at these dummies.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, 9 times out of 10, I kind of get in there with it, so they think, oh, if he can do it, so can I.
That's what I did with the pizza. I sat down there and I ate a couple quarter pieces.
Right. I
figured my odds were pretty good because I made the pizza, and I remember really loading it up in the center, and I was like, yeah, it wasn't on the outsides much. Sure. This little corner might be all right.
I get that. Yeah, I get it for sure.
Did that. They just look real confused as everyone starts sweating. Shit. I'm like, what the hell's the problem here? I don't,
it's not my fault. I get it.
Yeah, man, that's awesome though. I love that place. What about so do you guys have like anything new on the horizon, anything like that, new up and coming shit?
So our biggest thing obviously is the burger and a new proprietary hot dog and things of that sort. Obviously, we always do the new stuff. We got the new slogan, Dive Life, which is our Dive Life t-shirt that you see right there.
Yeah, I seen that.
Do that. We've got on opening day for the Cubs. I've got a buddy of mine who's Crazy Brewery. He's making me a beer just for Kirby's. And cool. It's going to be pretty cool. It's a cross between Miller High Life and Old Style, because if you're me you know, I'm on, it goes like this. It goes Old Style PBR, Miller High Life. And Miller High Life is the third spot because I use that for my poor man's mimosa on Sunday. I can't afford champagne, so I buy the champagne of beers, which is Miller High Life, add some orange juice to it, and I'm on my deck, and everybody goes, no, that's it. So this is, so now we call it lifestyle. And so instead of Die Life, so it's going to be called Lifestyle. That comes out March 30th. And then the burgers, you're going to find them in DNR Market. You're going to find them in Fresh Time. You're going to find them in
no shit.
Yeah, that's coming around the corner. We got to figure out a couple of more logistic things as far as logo and packaging. You can buy it wholesale now. So if you want a little, if the Pizza King was going to serve burgers and they want the burger I just gave you, if they wanted to buy that, they can buy a real DT Kirby's burger and call it whatever they want. It's just my burger that is made fresh every single day out of a place called Purely in Chicago, but it's all mine. It's got my stuff in it. Nobody else can touch it. So those are the cool things that are
kick ass. Andrew, get with me. Let's make this shit happen.
It's pretty fun. Wait till you try it. When you're gonna cook, when you're gonna rock it, you're gonna like it because you don't have to worry about putting any condiments on it because he likes it plain. So
easy. Just cook this shit.
Just cook it, put it on a bun, and just call it a day. So and then for Monticello wise, I'm doing a food trailer. Only because I'm retired and I'm getting bored. Yeah. And so I gotta do a couple of things. So I'm just gonna do the things that I want to do in my food trailer and go from there. My wife says, you know, we're retired, right? And I said, yeah, but you can't go from like a 75-hour work week to zero.
Right. You're gonna drive yourself nuts.
Yeah, the brain doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
You know, and the liver can't take it that way. So you just gotta figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we're excited. We're excited about the new year, and obviously Lafayette's taken care of us extremely well. So I can't complain. I got a great staff from my partner. I got a couple of partners. They're in there. I've got a great bar manager, Nelly. I got another GM manager, Eric Brady. I got Joe Melville that takes care of the kitchen and Dylan.
Damn, so you got a ton of
them. Yeah. I got all these guys who are young that know how to take care of my stuff. Yeah. Because let's face it, you know, one, I can't do what these guys do, and number two, who wants a 61-year-old man trying to run the restaurant? So the answer is you got to have some young blood. Yeah, and those guys are the ones that pull it off.
Sounds like you're pretty hip though on this. I mean, the social media shit.
I like the stuff that I like.
You got to dial.
And so yeah, that's just my ego, man. You know, it's you know, if I really thought the social media would, I have the camera facing like to everybody else, but no, it's like right in front of my big nose, bald-headed face. You know, that's, you know, look at this. Oh, yeah, it's Don again. He's probably drinking, having a cigar. The answer is yes, I am.
I love it, man. I do. I watch him, but I like, hell yeah, this guy's got it figured out. Well, Teresa says my husband's from Chicago. It says the same thing about ketchup.
Yeah, he ain't wrong.
He ain't wrong.
No.
Yeah, Tim Kimple says good food, so he's been there. Sweet. It's cool. Oh, Trish is in here too. It looks like
it's my wife.
Yep, Trish Kirby.
Yep, that's my wife.
Yeah.
Okay. She's the number 3 in the series of 6.
Yeah,
she knows that. Yep. Yeah. She tries it.
Yeah. But no, it's cool because I feel good when I say, have you ever been to DT Kirby's, and someone says no, and like I get to take them there. Yeah. Like I'm like, hell yeah, like I'm kind of giving back a little bit, like you know, because it's a solid place.
Hey, you need it all. I mean, when you're talking about some veterans downtown, Lafayette Brew Company and Preston's and Knickerbocker, they've been there forever. And then you start looking around, and some of these other ones are gone. And next thing you know, I'm there 13 years.
Yeah.
I'm going, wait, 13. You know, between over across and over here, I'm thinking, you know, one, thank you very much to Lafayette for having the riverfront license, which really
was something I was going to ask you about too.
So the old school, the old days, back in the old days, people, of course, I'm not from here, so I don't know. They said you used to be able to stand up on 6th Street and roll a bowling ball all the way down to the river without touching a car. And so once they got the riverfront license in there, and other things started popping up and some new things. So now we're talking about, we got an infusion sushi place downtown. We got a couple of different bistros. We've got another gastro pub. We've got some high-end stuff, and we have some just regular stuff. Yeah. And, you know, and we fall into that regular category. So, you know, we got a Brew Burger, which is a franchise, which, you know, obviously guys like me, we don't like franchises. We want the next guy. However, Brew Burger does it right. But they own 14 different kinds of restaurants in the backyard, which is a solid play for sure. However, if you don't know who a Kirby's is or a Preston's is or something like this, but you do know who a Brew Burger is, and you come downtown because of that, yeah, I'll take my shot that you're going to wander around and come in. Yeah, I'm not going to be your guy every day, but I just want to be in the name of what those guys are. So you may eat a burger at my place today and not tomorrow, but you may go there tomorrow and then come and get a cocktail with me. You may watch a sports game with me and then go across the street and get some sushi. So that's the cool thing about downtown.
It's an interesting,
yeah. And if your downtown's not doing that, you know, if your downtown's not encouraging more small businesses, and we're talking small mom and pops, where it's really reasonable for them to come in and make a living, and then you're probably begging for the wrong. Some people say, we need an Olive Garden. The answer is that they're not coming, guys.
Right.
So you need what you need is you need mom and pop. You need a Pizza King guy. You need a dog place. I mean, I'm trying to remember. There's a place in the Attica that back in 89 or 90 almost bought a bar here in town.
You did?
Yeah.
No shit.
I thought it was called the Cave. It's right next to the Pizza King, I believe. Was there a bar back then? And I don't know how old you are, but
well, 27, but
yeah.
So
my oldest kid is older than you. My youngest kid is older than you.
No shit.
Yeah.
Well, you fit right in though. Like there's no age
shoes
here.
in the back of the car are your age. That's what I got.
But so down the road there's a Robbie's, but one thing that's interesting is, and I did want to ask you about this. So I've recently kind of joined these meetings here in town, getting involved with like Main Street, because Attica has like an Attica Main Street, and it's a board, you know, probably very similar to Lafayette.
Sure.
But man, they're trying like hell to get things going on down there. Do you have any advice for those guys?
So there's a couple of things. I don't know what the town's angle is. I know Lafayette, because of the demographics, such a huge demographics, and what we call rooftops, is they wanted more restaurants versus more of anything else, because restaurants will bring things downtown. And so people know that once you go downtown, you have a restaurant, you're more apt to walk around and then see a bookstore or see a music store or see an antique store or stuff like that. So the no disrespect to anybody who has a bookstore or antique store, and that you don't bring people downtown unless you just want to be at that antique. But if there's 3 or 4 restaurants, and I always say, honestly, put 3 or 4 restaurants in the same area, because it gives us variety. Because if you and I and 5 other guys and husbands and wives had stuff, we're not always going to agree.
Right.
So what you want to do is you want to be able to have the diversities. Like I said, if it's pizza tonight, that we're all going to pizza. If it's burgers the next day, that we're all going to burgers. If it's something else, you're just kind of bouncing around. Yeah. And so the answer is
keeping you in that same area.
That's it. And so that just more people. Nobody eats in an empty restaurant. Nobody eats in an empty parking lot. So the more people to come down there, whether it's your place or somebody else's place, it still gives you activity. And if I'm going through town and I see cars around, I'm going, honey, let's just stop here. We're going to stop anyway. But the fact is, it's more apt to get other people to take a look. And there, in my opinion, there's no competition if we're in the same backyard, because they don't eat at your place 7 days a week. They don't eat at mine 7 days a week. If this week it's 4 for me and 3 for you, I'm okay. If next week it's the other way around, I'm okay. Yeah. Because we're not getting them all 7. Yeah. And so you have to have diversity. And the riverfront license gives an opportunity to have alcohol. And I'm not talking about alcohol to have party like 24/7. I mean, 24/7 party places don't last as long. If you ever watch the party places, they usually go away a lot faster. But restaurants who serve alcohol, they seem to be able to stay on and on. We serve still more food than we sell alcohol on there. So the answer is, if you have good food and also sell alcohol, is great. If you have good food but you can't serve my dad a beer, my dad's not going there. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
You don't have a beer.
Yeah, I know a lot of people.
Yeah. And for me, when I go out, I very seldom eat with a group of people, mainly because when you know so many people, I walk around, even in your restaurant, I would walk around shaking hands with everybody. Yeah. So I usually get a beer. My wife gets something to eat, and I'll take a bite out of it because I don't hardly sit down. However, it doesn't mean that that's not going to bring an atmosphere there. And that's, in my opinion, if 2 things that can hurt a downtown: one-way streets. Hurts it downtown. And then the second thing is not having a couple of restaurants that serve solid food and alcohol with it. And I'm not saying party alcohol. I'm just saying you got to have that kind of thing. Yeah, that's very interesting to hear. And like I'm really hoping like hell that I can make a difference on the downtown of Attica, because I care about Attica. Sure. Like, I don't want to see it go all to hell or anything like that. But I think that a lot of people have to come to terms with the fact that it's not Main Street Lafayette.
It's just not.
No, I mean,
It's not.
You can't. I mean, you got 40,000 kids that hit the streets every time. Then you got all the grad students. So Lafayette doesn't count. But take a look at Richmond. Go down there and take a look at Griffith, Indiana. These are normal towns that took advantage of saying, I'm going to give a brewery's license. I'm going to give a wine tasting license. I'm going to put money into that so you guys can do it, because you are on a main drag. I mean, it's not like you're in rural nothing. I mean, you're actually on a county road. So you've got that kind of a mentality for you. So I always tell people when they ask me the same question, I have the same problem with, I live in Monticello. So my Monticello downtown is trying super hard. They're not doing. We're not winning that war because everything's about Indiana Beach, and now that Indiana Beach is gone, maybe we will realize we should be self-sustainable, and maybe we will do those same things. Everybody's had the luxury of Indiana Beach coming in, all for the 135 days of summer, as they called it, and go from there. Now, small retailers, there's a lot of businesses for that. We've got 5,000 people, except for summertime, and then we got 21,000 people. So somebody turns on the switch that fast on the water. So 5,000 people every single day that's got to survive. I'm just going to make a number up, 15 restaurants, maybe 20.
Yeah.
But they always counted on, as soon as summer come, we got 21,000, not counting campgrounds, not counting Indiana Beach, but we got 20,000 people. Yeah. So that kind of changed the mentality. As far as so it's a different thing. But take a look at Griffith, Indiana. See what they've done there. They've done a nice job. Take a look at Richmond. They've done a nice job of adding the riverfront-esque license to bring in things that bring in people that people end up going. People love the word dinks. Dual income, no children. So they have spendable cash. You, under 30, spendable cash. Yeah. So you like to go out and you got pizzas and you got burgers. However, we need you to turn 35. So then all of a sudden you're liking steak and seafood and other things too. Yeah. And so those are the things that you gotta kind of figure out and go from there.
Yeah. And man, it's a ton of interesting advice, and it's not shit that people are talking about. Unfortunately, I haven't heard the first thing about restaurants down there. And
I don't know what your stuff. I just know what's successful for the places I've been to.
But now it's how it works. But no, it makes sense because honestly, every time I go downtown, the only time I'm downtown is when I go to Pizza King. Yeah. That I'm thinking about. Sure. It's like, and if I'm not eating there, chances are I'm probably not eating in this town at all. Yeah. Like, I mean, there's a McDonald's, but I don't miss McDonald's. And
did you get the free egg McMuffin yesterday?
I didn't know anything about it.
Oh yeah, man, dude. Yeah. Get on that phone of yours. Take a look. It's just all that shit pops right up. I'm gonna, at some point, I'm gonna probably get a facial someplace free. I'm not sure. It's gonna pop up on my phone.
Get your nails
free
and
facial
shit
Friday.
done.
I don't know. Yeah, something.
Yeah, hell yeah. Oh, I'm like,
yeah. McMuffin yesterday.
No shit. Why'd they do that? What was that?
Well, two things. Number one, they deemed it Egg McMuffin Day. Oh. Ironically, it's the same day that Wendy's came out with their breakfast. So
really, so a little stab at that.
Something. So you go get a free Egg McMuffin that's cold and not good, and you go down and get a good breakfast from Wendy's. But you got one free. So that's a thing.
You feed the birds with that shit or something. Sure.
Out the sunroof. See if someone get a seagull to fly by, snatch it out of your hand. It'd be great.
Yeah, no shit, man. I have on here too. One thing that I wanted to ask you about is what's the favorite thing on your menu of all. People have asked me that because like they're what's his favorite thing to eat? I'm like, I don't know the guy. Yeah. Like, I want to. But,
so I got some go-tos. There's no doubt. I definitely got some go-tos. I mean, so if you're just talking a basic burger, not the crazy mac and nap and curbside and all that.
A lot of people like that mac and cheese.
We sell a boatload, and I'm not kidding you. We sell a boatload of that stuff.
Yeah.
So if you're asking just like what my burger is, if I just goes, hey, you've been here all day, man. Grab something, mushroom Swiss. I grab that like boom, just that fast.
Love that shit.
Yeah, if somebody said which one, the first thing that would come in my head would be the mushroom Swiss burger, only because the way we do the Swiss that's melted in with it, it's not like fake mushrooms. These are our real mushrooms that are deep fried with my own batter, fresh on top of it, and then the Swiss cheese just is like a sauce. Yeah, you don't even know it's like a sauce. So I dig that one as far as that. I'm not gonna take away my Chicago dog. I eat those.
I've never had a hot dog there.
What?
Yeah. I told you, man. I'm like stuck in my way. I just
Right.
get that cheese.
You know, God, I've had a good life. Go ahead and take me now. I've had a good life.
You're like, you know what? This shitty podcast. I'm out of here.
So, do you even know how to eat a Chicago dog?
Well, how do you do it?
All right. So do you know what's on a Chicago dog?
Like you got like this chili shit on top, right?
On a Chicago dog?
Yeah.
Right.
Like I thought it was like the chili,
No, not the Chicago. The Chicago dog.
What's the Chicago?
Were you born here? All right, so you're killing me. You know, you're personally trying to kill me.
Like a heart starting to hurt.
That's it. You know, next thing I know, I'm gonna be drinking Sprite. I don't know what's going on.
I got some water over there, dog.
No, that's not going down yet. Oh, by the way, if I go to the barn and I say, "Give me a water," they know to call 911. I've been accosted and held captive. So
something's not right.
Know, yeah, that's something's not right. No,
yeah.
Chicago dog.
Yeah.
Poppy seed bun, quarter pound, all beef, natural casing Vienna, mustard, onion, neon relish, tomatoes, cucumbers, sport peppers, celery stalk, dill pickle, left-handed, standing up, 5 bites, boom, you were done. That's how you're supposed to do the Chicago dog.
See, you left-hand this thing?
Yes, it was originally from the stockyards of Chicago. It was called the garden sandwich. So the guys in the stockyards, which my grandfather worked for, the stockyards of Chicago, they didn't get to have breaks. So they would make a lot of sausages and stuff like this. And before the World's Fair, there was no poppy seed. They just put it on buns. But, after the World's Fair, they had to kind of up the game a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
So they didn't get breaks. So they would put everything from the garden in there because they had the garden up. That's the Depression time.
Yeah.
Depression era. And they would still cut meat with their right hand and eat the dog with their left hand. And they'd say 5 bites is all it took. And then you were back to cutting meat. So,
really?
Yeah, that's a true story.
Damn, that's interesting. Didn't know that.
Yeah. No, I was going to lie to you about something, but so far, nothing. Everything I've told you so far is the truth. I'll figure out something before it's over. But
no shit.
So but the pretzel dog.
Yeah.
Probably one of my favorite hot dogs. Or the
I will try this. It sounds solid already. I like that pretzel.
Yeah, so
I'll try this next time.
So it's a pretzel hot dog bun, and you put cream cheese on the bottom, and you put the hot dog on top, and then you cover it with mustard, and then you cover it with Cheese Whiz. And so it's an homage to all pretzels going right. So out east is mustard. So if you're in New York, you put mustard on a hot dog, or Philadelphia, you put mustard. You go to Chicago, cream cheese is kind of like the thing to go. And then we tease Indiana that the fact is Indiana just takes Cheese Whiz and puts it on everything.
Puts it on
everything.
Shit,
so that we just put over the top of that, and it's a pretzel dog, and it's friggin' solid.
No shit. Yeah.
That and the Sonoma dog, which is a deep fried hot dog with Cheese Whiz and bacon and jalapenos and tomatoes and lettuce. That one, yeah, dude. Yeah.
I feel like I kind of been missing out.
Yeah, if I would have known you were a plain guy, we would have had to, I would have had some, I would have said, hey, you got to have some Skittles here, maybe a couple of spice sets or goobers, I would have had some sort of rider on that.
You're gonna like phone in next time I'm there. If you look, all right, you see this little skinny white guy come in, with this blonde hair, just put like some Skittles and shit on his hot dog.
That's all he's got to do. That's it, for sure. But so that's it. And then if you've never had the Uncle. As a sandwich, the Uncle is a great sandwich. Truck stop. If you're a chicken guy, BLT chicken, which is kind of like the chicken version of the grilled cheeseburger. It's a chicken burger. So you got some solid choices.
Yeah. And I will say this too. So I took my grandpa there not long ago, and I made him like read the menu. Like I'm like, you got to go through. Like, don't just look at this shit like you're gonna order off of it. Go through and read some of this shit. And like when it said, it talked about like I think it said no sign. We don't have a sign here. And then it said something about no AC. And I was like this is like the coolest shit, because it tells like there's stories in this menu.
True.
And it's unlike anything that that you really see, at least around here.
So it started off very simply. It's just me and my wife, and so we started doing it, and I had to get the menu. So I'm typing things up, and I'm just typing 2 o'clock in the morning, just getting things done and putting in Don's words. Yeah. And so I didn't spell check, I didn't edit it, nothing. I just rocked it out. And the guy on Journal Crows across the street, he'd come over and he'd take his red pen, misspelled, wrong punctuation. So now today, it gets edited 3 and 4 times, but I tell those guys, don't edit my words. So if something is wrong in or misspelled, is because I didn't know how to spell it.
No
and
shit.
So I just don't do that.
Is there any misspelling?
Yeah. Oh, there's tons.
Is there?
The grammatical errors inside there is like this. So when we come up the new curbside and I go, hey guys, you do it. And I go like this. I tell my partner, Eric, that doesn't sound like my voice. He goes, yeah, I know. He says, just talking to the phone, and I'll tell them what it is, and they'll type it up the way I speak, and they just kind of go from there.
Really?
So that's a true story. So the whole menu is just me describing the sandwiches and things about the ketchup and about the kids and about cutting it in half, and I'm sure you already saw that you get a surcharge if you're a White Sox fan or a Green Bay Packer fan. So so
have you enforced that?
Oh yeah, that's on the menu. If you wear a White Sox jersey inside there, you get on the bottom of the ticket it says surcharge 1 penny. Yeah. People actually come in there to get the 1 penny surcharge, and I usually take a picture with them and kind of go from there.
No shit, I didn't know that. I mean, I knew like the rule, but I didn't know it actually showed up on the thing.
Yeah, you can do that. And my favorite thing was, Don, you got a terrible Yelp review. And I was like, what the hell? I said, all right. I said, I get it. I mean, it's just, people not everyone like it. No, some lady came in and you greeted her at the door, and she says, we're here to watch the Colts game. And I said, ma'am, we don't have it's a Bears bar, we don't have the Colts game. She goes, don't you know where you're from? And I said, yeah, I'm from Chicago. And so she was like really mad at me that I wouldn't put the Colts. Again, we always have the Colts game on a TV, but when you look in the restaurant and there's like 95 Bears fans, and she's like giving me a hard time. Don't you know where you're from? Yeah, I do.
Don't you know where you're at?
Yeah, that's it. And, there's 23 other bars in town in that. And so she gave me a terrible, not about the food, nothing, just about this Chicago guy who was telling us we can't watch Colts in Indiana. I'm like, I didn't say you can't watch Colts. I'm just saying you probably don't want to watch it here.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of places to watch it.
This guy's an asshole. He won't put my game on.
Yes.
Okay.
And we call it, this is a dictatorship, and I am the dick. I understand that. I understand how that works.
I like it, man. I feel like if I got into the restaurant game and I was able to really knock it out, I would want to be the same way.
I couldn't imagine a restaurant that only served plain hamburgers. So Brandon's plain.
I'm out. Yeah, I'm not
the plain Brandon. How do you pull it off? I don't know. Dude, however, nobody's doing it. So you might have
have like 3 people the whole year that show up like, I'm here for the plain cheeseburger.
And then a gluten-free one, please do. Can we pull that off?
No buns.
Yeah, no buns. That should just be.
Yeah, man. What about you? Is there anything that in specific that you wanted to talk about?
No, I'm having fun. The thing is, when I watch the younger generation kind of do the things that are fun, it kind of inspires the rest of us. I got my stuff going on, and I told you I got 16 grandkids, and so that's kind of cool. It's not really that cool, but there's a lot of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit going on. Yeah.
Well, you don't know their names.
Just get them cards.
Now I'm working with Purdue right now to get what they call the Grandfathers app.
Yeah.
So what happens is I want to pretend that I'm taking a selfie with them, and what is it that shows their face and it pops up? He was born April 2nd. He's 23. He likes ninjas, and that kind of stuff. So they're a housemate. I go, oh, Toby, that's Toby. Yeah, that's it.
Got it.
Hi, Toby, how you been, bud?
Yeah,
how's that ninja stuff going on? So, the older I get, I need an app.
Yeah, you get like 2 of them together, and maybe they look similar. You just put like a mark on one of them.
Just a little check mark, or just yell to the mom. Which one is this one?
Yeah.
Who is this one?
Did you guys like your cards that I got you? Like, there's no names in the cards.
Well, here's the thing. The wife tells me, remember, I told you about him this. No, you didn't. I just, so what'd you get me, Grandpa? I have no clue. I have zero idea.
I don't remember, man. Look, guy, you're here.
That's it. So we decided just to give them money for how old they are.
Oh, nice.
So it won't cost me a whole lot because I'm already 60. By the time they turn 20, I'll be 80. I'm pretty close to dead. So
not sweating that shit.
No. By the time they're 30, I'm gone.
I'm out. I'm out of here.
That's it.
Yeah.
A little scavenger.
Yeah, man. I love it. I love the overall outlook. But I really do.
Well, I've already told my kids, and this is a true story. I got 2 daughters. They're like super sentimental, and I don't know why. I didn't teach them that.
You're not that way?
No. Well, no. I don't think so. I doubt it. Let's just put it that way. I doubt it very seriously. So I told the kids, they don't call me, and I said, look, you can. I'm not going to watch your kids on Facebook and all that. You want to send me a picture of the children? Just send it to my phone. Give me a call. The whole works. And so they're all about this. So I told Trish, I go, here's the thing. We're going to get them all together on 4th of July. A big party at my house on 4th of July. All in the house. I go, here's the thing, guys. I'm getting up there. There's only one person older than me in my entire family. They're dropping like flies. So I'm 2 away from going down. So I suggest that you call me more often, because the time that you call is the time that you know that I passed away. So if you called me on Sunday and I died on Monday, you won't know I died until next Sunday when you call me. So the thing is, 7 days later, yeah, can I talk to dead? No, he's dead. He's just dead. That's the way
he was here. He's not anymore.
Yeah. You should have called him Monday. That's the day.
It's a rough crowd, man.
Yeah.
Hot. But you melting over there?
Yeah. Just relaxing.
That's why I put this over here. I always get hot, and this house gets hot. The studio gets extra hot. Pow. Yeah, man, it's cool though to hear you live a I'd say such a carefree, like a happy life,
31 years doing what you do. That's
it's inspiring.
You do what you do. I mean,
yeah,
the old saying when I was a motivational speaker, do what you love what you do, deliver more than you promise, and life is easy.
Yeah,
life is super easy if you do that.
Damn, that's a good way. Yeah,
that's easy way to go. And the fact is, I actually don't mind following some rules, because I want to see who else thought about that. People are talking about the big thing about the Kroger, that they put in more self-checkout lines, and I'm going, I dig it. Then it lose jobs, in my opinion, is the fact is they never had all those lines open anyways. They're still the same 2 cashiers, but now they're having help.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I remember when they pumping my own gas. You've never had somebody pump your own gas unless you've been to Oregon. So but the fact is, the economy's going to crash if you've got to pump your own gas. Well, now we do it all the time. Pay before you pump. That was never a thing. Before, you just pump your gas and you walked in and you paid it. Now it's pay before you go. For me, I love cranking that out. It's kind of like I do the U scan. She's not all wrapped up. I'm very fast. I know how to scan. I know how to put my stuff in there. I like the bag the way it was, because sometimes the baggers, it's like 1 apple, 1 banana, and then give me a new bag. It fits more.
Right.
It fits more inside there.
Right.
And so for me, if you ever go to Monticello and see me at Kroger, I'm rocking it out. And as soon as I get done, I got my hands up like a victory dance. I go, fastest bagger in Kroger history. That's what, so
I can see.
Those are the kind of things you love. I mean,
right.
I wore a GoPro in there and ran up and down, because I don't go to the aisles. I put my cart at the end of the aisle and I run down, because I like going during the Senior Citizens Day, because I'm the fastest guy in there. And so, that's the day you go shopping, because, they're not moving very fast.
Right.
And it's okay. Make fun of me when I'm a senior citizen. I'm not that far away. But right now, I'm zipping by these old ladies, man. I'm reaching over the top of their head. I can pull things out of anywhere. And then right down to the end of the aisle, boom, I'm out of there. My wife just goes, I'm getting my steps in.
Getting my steps in.
That's the way to go.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, so it seems like you really embrace change too. I like that.
Can't help it, man.
Yeah,
and you just can't help it. I think that's the best thing about it. The greatest thing about losing my hair, I don't have to be 60-year-old and still think I have the same hairstyle when I was in high school, because I see a lot of that. I see a lot of guys my age, their hair. I go, dude, it's just gray, but it's the same picture you had like this. When I'm bald, I don't have to worry about what do I do? Do I bring back the mullet? Do I do a feather? Do I do do I get some Jerry curls put back in my hair back
that's
in the day?
What you need.
But no, I'm bald. 0 options.
Right.
That's it.
You're good.
It's kind of like the day that I bought my first bar in August. I took off my suit and tie, and to this day, July 23rd, 1987, August 23rd, 1987 was the last time I had a pair of pants on. Don't own a pair of pants. Don't own a coat. Nothing.
Really?
Yep. Not a single one.
Don't need that shit.
Nope. I only wear shoes because my wife doesn't allow me to wear sandals until St. Patrick's Day. I got to take them off on Thanksgiving, and I can put them back on St. Patrick's Day.
Do you rush right to them on St. Patty's Day? Or are you like, where's my?
Well, it's kind of sometimes I do the scan. I want to see if I need a new pair. I just want to look around. I want to see which like the thing to do. It's kind of like my son's got sleeves. I mean, he's tattooed and everywhere around him, and everybody's going down. You're thinking that you're kind of hip, and I go, yeah. And they go, you're gonna get a tattoo, and I go, no. Why? And I go, well, when the white kids from the suburbs of Indiana start getting tattoos, the fad's over, guys. I'm telling you right now, the fad is now officially over. So I'm not getting a tattoo.
Many folks that have been really watching from like local Attica.
Hmm?
Do you have any advice for these guys?
Watching what do you mean?
It's like watching the podcast.
Oh no, I'm hoping they're enjoying it. I just hope they do, and I hope they get out. I mean, just because you're towning yourself and everybody's going through a transition, get out, man. Take the next step.
Yeah,
it only takes 1 or 2 people to get it. Some people don't realize once the clog starts to roll, then it gets picking up speed. So if you're going to step yourself out there, be prepared that it's going to be successful. Whatever you do, prepare yourself to be successful. Don't prepare yourself to be good at what you do. Prepare yourself to be successful at what you do. And so then when it actually hits, you're already on time versus the other guy going, man, sorry guys, I got to catch up. Prepare yourself to be successful. And I like Attica. It's a cool little town.
Yeah.
You know, it's a distance from here. We can't go there because there's nothing here that brings us unless we're just doing what we call road trips. And normally we take a tank of gas, we fill it up, and we just hit different kind of places. We go north, we go south, we go different places. So, you know, put something here that's way. The answer is I don't know what it is because I've not seen it. But the people in this town already know what it is. They're just somebody needs to take and turn that notch just one more. You know, as Spinal Tap says, go to 11.
Yeah.
Because everybody goes to 10.
Yeah.
Just go to 11.
That's great input, man. It's really great. And I'm glad that I could bring you here. I was so excited to have you. And
me too. I was jacked. It was cool. Just driving along, you know.
Yeah. It's been a pleasure. Absolute pleasure. Hopefully I run into you again sometime soon at the restaurant. And I guess before we hang up, I will thank the sponsors, Grady Funeral Homes. Thank you so much for all the help that you have given me. It's so cool to see the community back this in so many ways. And without Grady Funeral Homes, I couldn't do a lot of the things that I do. Harrison Hills, actually, interesting enough, they are putting in a restaurant up there.
Nice.
Yeah, Sam's. It's going to be I believe, so I had the, basically, like, I want to say he was the COO of the new marketing company and kind of the guys that are taking over. And they sponsored the podcast, so thank you guys for that. But they are putting in a Sam's, is what it's called. I believe there's one in Indianapolis as well, but kind of like a little higher end smokehouse type thing.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm very excited to see that. It'll probably bring.
I love smoked meats and barbecue and all that kind of stuff. Those are the things I love. I mean, that's like the new thing for me. Yeah, that and roasting coffee. I don't even know why.
Really?
I drink 2 cups of coffee, but I go to Rabbit Roasters up there in Knox, and he sells me the green beans, and I roast them myself. And
really,
I put chili lime in some of them. It's just weird stuff that I throw inside there and have a cup of coffees. And my wife goes, can I get the pumpkin spice something from
like a latte.
Dunkin' Donuts? Yeah, yes, babe.
Yeah,
have that,
yeah. This girl that I'm talking to, man, she shits on me.